support of one member, one vote. There was a good contingent of us waiting to speak in support of that amendment. And the question was called by someone in opposition after the second speaker. It was called more prematurely than any other question was called today. It felt like a very, very clear way to silence our voices and directly silence the workers. It was actually like pretty awful.
What does that mean to call the question? Explain that a little bit.
So that basically means they're moving to stop debate and vote on the amendment. So whereas we still had plenty of people to speak in support of the amendment, and there, I'm sure, were other people that would speak against it, someone in the opposition line called the question after only two of our folks got to speak. And to put that in context, there were other amendments throughout the whole afternoon that had 8, 9, 10, a dozen speakers before the question was called. And this one was called completely prematurely and on purpose, specifically to silence our worker voices. So,
and what would you have said about, you don't have to give the whole speech, but what would you have just, basically, what was the point you wanted to get across about why one member, one vote was important to you?
The point I wanted to get across was that democracy in our union is probably the most important thing, and without actually allowing the voices of our members, we're not truly, a democratic union. We send delegates to this convention once every 5 years, and from what we've been seeing this week, and the numbers we've been looking at, the majority of the delegates here are paid staff from the locals or from international. That is not representing our workers, and our workers are the union. So there's a very large disconnect there. So